we are now recording. I'm gonna keep the Karcher room open as well, Rob, just because. And we'll get
I
this
would put
started.
that link in. If anyone refreshed the link goes away, I think. So
I put it back in there again.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep watching as people connect. All right, we got Sam Galvin here, VOM. Oh, we got a note taker, an AI note taker. Okay, not a person. That's fine.
Remove it that's needed. I think it just automatically joins with every meeting I join here on Zoom.
Oh, no problem, Sam. Sorry about the technology issues, everybody.
Not a problem. I thought it was only me, and I'm like, oh no, I couldn't find the Facebook group. So,
No, something's happening tonight. It's not in our favor tonight. They didn't want us to show what we're about to show because it's really unfair.
oh yes,
Um,
Well, last week it was AWS, and now this week it's your webinar.
it's just how it goes, right, Paul? It's just magnetic like that.
So if we're going to do one next week, should we maybe move it to Tuesday?
Yeah, right. I was joking with Rob earlier because he was like, "Where'd you get that picture of me?" And then I said, "On your OnlyFans page," and I was just kidding, of course. Just kidding. All
I'm
right, well,
surprised you found his face.
yeah, right. No, it was the yodeling boy. What is he? He went to Coachella. The yodeling boy is like I don't know, a meme, a GIF. It's popular years ago. Kid made it to Coachella to sing in front of everybody and yodel. It was all over the internet. I don't know his name. You could search it. All right, let's see here. Let's just get started, I guess. I don't want to waste more time. We've already wasted 15 minutes. If you're in here, obviously it can be more interactive. Just mute your mic and we can, of course, get questions. If you guys will just write in chat, or I believe there's the raise hand button now that we're on Zoom, um, to ask questions. We'll get there. So I want to do a little housekeeping about last week. So first and foremost, we gave you guys access to Vectra, which is a custom GPT, and we're going to call it a full custom GPT framework. And we got some great feedback from some of you that have tried it. Specifically, wanted to shout out to Dottie for providing some excellent feedback and Susan for really stepping up and showing us something awesome that can benefit everybody. Um, so we know that there's a little bit of a learning curve using the Vectra bot. We understand that building custom GPTs, AI agents, dragging training files in is a new thing. It's new to us too. You'll find that with our Content Maxima software, it's not just a software. The more and more we go down this road, you're going to realize that this is a framework that we then can build everything that you've ever imagined on top of it, right? So it's exciting for us because we have ideas and places to take this, but we don't necessarily fully know all of them, and we're discovering them with you guys. So, if anything is over your head at any time, feel free to send in a support ticket. One of the things I wanted to say about Vectra from the feedback we got is do your best to when you're using Vectra, take it one step at a time. And what I mean by that is that imagine yourself sitting at a chef's table restaurant. So one of the restaurant experiences where the chef's in front of you and can like cook meals. It's usually like a high-end type restaurant experience. He doesn't usually have a lot of staff with him. It's usually just him or her, and they're cooking exclusively for you and maybe a handful of other people. That's kind of what Vectra is. It's a master chef. So if you say to the chef, the chef comes to you and says, "Hey, I have these five appetizers tonight," and you say, "Fantastic, I want all five of them." And then, like a couple minutes later, as you're talking to the chef, you're like, "Hey, you know what? I'm really hungry. I want my meal now too." And you just start stacking the orders on top of this single chef. He's going to get overloaded. So that's kind of what happens with these AIs, these custom GPTs. They can get overloaded. So my advice to you guys using this and some of the feedback we're getting, and it wasn't something that I had put out there and explained. Obviously, I can do a better job, and I'm learning how to teach you guys to use these tools while we're building them. So, but if you can take things a little bit more step by step, one at a time, I think you'll push your results better. And we, of course, will open to Q&A tonight. Any questions you have, we want to get answered, whether it's about Vectra or whether it's about what I'm going to show tonight, which is video intelligence. The same kind of principles of stacking marketing intelligence apply to this situation. So I know that's kind of a new concept. Rob and I would call it kind of like data stacking. For you guys, we're going to call it marketing intelligence stacking. So we're taking these intelligence files, we're loading them into different AIs and providing different prompts and functions and all that stuff to hopefully give you an entire, easy to click, like one click library to get your marketing, advertising, business operation tasks done. And then, of course, as a community here, we want your guys' feedback on the types of bots we should be building, because there's going to be a lot more bots. We can build them on different platforms in different ways. There's a lot of really exciting things. So anyways, I again want to say thank you to Dottie and Susan. Anybody else who tries the Vectra bot, please email us through support. Share your conversation. So if you're on chat or Claude or Grok or whatever, you can always go in the upper right-hand corner, click share. You can send us a link to how you might be using your marketing intelligence files, whether it's with Vectra or on your own, but we're learning together here, people. So if you give us feedback, then we can make these bots better. And Rob and I promise, we've been working on this over the past week, since last week, we're going to build a lot more bots, a lot more resources to our subscribers. We're going to fill that membership side with all sorts of extras for you guys. So as you stick with us, as we get to know you and your goals, we'll cater some of these big libraries that we're building to you, of course. That's what we're all here for, is to build this community. So all that being said, tonight I'm going to introduce you to something called video intelligence. Video intelligence basically throws everything you know about video marketing out the window. We're not going to talk about the boring stuff like, hey guys, let's optimize our thumbnails on YouTube, or how do we silo or cluster our channel and playlists, and how do we optimize the header banner. Like, that's all great, basic, boring stuff that you have to do to get your channel to perform. But what we're going to show you tonight is video intelligence. We're actually going to show you how AI watches video. Most people have never seen it. They haven't seen the depth that it can go. It's mind-blowing. And then you can use the data that you get out of our video intelligence module to either beat your competitors, optimize your videos, generate new videos. There's so much potential. I think it's going to blow your mind if you haven't already tried the video intelligence module. So to show you what it looks like, we're logged in here on the Content Maxima app. At the very bottom, there'll be video. You'll click over. It's a very, very basic interface to upload your video, but it's a very complex interface once your video has been processed. When you click and drag a video in here, it has to be under 10 minutes. We have a 10-minute max right now. Ideally, we're using this for shorts and stuff. We're using it for TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, YouTube videos, promotional and sales type videos, advertisements, right? Facebook ads and video ads for YouTube. Your shorter clips is really the best way to use this tool right now. If you have really, really long footage, it doesn't really make sense. So we're limiting it to 10 minutes. We might even limit it a little bit more. This module, we're giving it away for free right now, but I want you to realize that it's extremely expensive to operate. Just to give you an estimate, probably about $1.50 for us, not for you guys at this point. $1.50 a minute to process this, which doesn't sound like all that much money, but gosh, if each one of you is uploading, 10 videos in a day, it can stack up to be thousands for us very quickly. So we have to be careful of it. So we're limiting it a little bit. We're going to continue to offer it as a extra, right? It's not part of the core suite. This eventually will have to be its own standalone software because it's so robust, so powerful. But for right now, we're giving it to you guys as long as we possibly can. And we hope to find a way, even if it's just through a crediting system or something like that, where we can always give you a little bit of video intelligence. And then if you want more or need more, you can subscribe to a higher tier level that we do not have at this moment. I'm painting this vision so that you understand, but one day you'll pay a little bit more because then you'll get more credits and you can process more video. So if you're an agency or enterprise customer, we'd have those packages in place for you. This is all under development still, so that's why this is an experimental part of the software. So this face here is just a click and drag your video in. I've already clicked and dragged some videos in to make our life quicker and easier. So let me
Hey,
just
Ed, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. What's going on?
So everybody's on the meeting. This is a direct Zoom meeting and not a webinar. So if you can mute your mics, because we're hearing everybody's feedback, so you got to manually do that.
I can mute people here too. I'm gonna mute a couple
Okay.
people who aren't muted. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's coming through yours as well, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry if
But
it's
anyway,
echoing.
it's only when somebody else talks, but I'll mute myself.
All right, cool guys. Thanks, Rob. So you'll click and drag your video in. It could take up to 20 minutes to process your video. So there's not going to be any type of feedback in the browser right now saying, hey, please keep waiting. What's going to happen is when your video is done processing, you're going to get you're going to see the video loaded and you're going to get an interface. And this interface, we're going to go through what it's doing. This is layered artificial intelligence. So what's happening is you gave the software your video file. After it gets uploaded, our server is encoding, it's analyzing your video file and it's encoding it into JSON LD formatted schema. You've heard of schema from websites. How the internet is running right now and how these bots can get, AI overviews and rich snippets and this and that is all through schema code. It is a preferred language of crawlers and AI and LLMs, and it's something that you'll see more and more of now. It hasn't always been a popular thing, especially in SEOs. It's very polarizing. People say it either works or doesn't work. Really, it's a machine language, right? Machine learning language. Rob, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's the native tongue of these robots. And so we're taking your video and we're converting it into schema, which is its native bot language. So the first thing I want you to see before we even get into the video, go ahead.
I'm going to say, so it's not schema as like schema.org. This is the JSON schema that most code is written on. Just so people understand, but it is, most of the bots they read JSON files, which is a type of, like when you go to schema, it's JSON LD, which is just a type of JSON.
Got it. So we have this big button that's in your face that's download your JSON file. This is liquid gold, guys. You'll understand why in a little bit, but essentially what it is it's a file of your video in code. So now we've taken the whole visual of your video and the audio and all of the data that comes with that, and it's been put into a file. So I'm going to download this file so you guys can see it, and I'm going to open it so we're all on the same page of what it looks like. I'm going to open it in Notepad++, which is a free notepad reader for developers. Essentially, this is the video, okay? I did this 24-hour emergency plumber in New York. I found a video that's 9 minutes and 30 seconds, and I ran it through. And so this file is huge. I mean, I could scroll for a day and a half. I think it has what, 1.3 million lines? It is the entire video, and every object and entity and person and piece of information in the video is then logged in the schema. Like it's, hey, there's this plumber guy and he's on the following frames, and then it lists every frame that plumber's on, or hey, there's a sink over here and it's visible to the viewer on these frames. So the data that's in here it's so much I can barely even show you. Notepad++ is like freezing because it's such a big file. but I just want you to see that it's schema code. It's calling out basic attributes and items and geo coordinates on your screen. And again, it's your entire video encoded. So the reason that's valuable is you could never do that by hand, number one. Number two, that data now, we can use it here in Content Maxima, but most importantly, you could use it anywhere. And that's the mega value of that JSON file. And we'll get into that in a minute when I show you what other things we can do with this file. So just understand, you upload your video, it converts it to JSON, you download it. You got that file, that's your gold. That's going to take you places. Now, in our interface here, this is a visualizer. This allows you to see the features of video intelligence and actually see what the robots see. So the very first feature here I'm going to go over is label detection. Now, what label detection is it's going to try to categorize what's on the screen, I believe. And we'll have to jump to actually where it's picking up something, or it's not going to show. Or maybe, hold on, am I saying shot detection, object tracking, person detection? So down here you have a timeline, okay? This is like the timeline of your video, and where there's green, that particular thing is showing up. So under label detection, if I click here, okay, current labels on this frame of the video. So I'm at this, what, 2-minute and 14-second mark. This here is the label detection, and it's saying there's headgear, there's a hard hat, there's a construction worker, potentially an engineer. So it's looking at these guys in the plumbing video. So right off the rip, it's already maybe miscategorizing a little bit. This is obviously a stock photo that they're using in this plumber clip. They didn't even pay for it. Still has the watermarks on the actual image. But the label detection that's coming up for this particular still frame is that there's headgear, there's a hard hat, there's a construction worker, and this is potentially an engineer. As we, let the video play, or as you use the interactive timeline below, you can jump to certain objects that are found and see how those objects and how those scenes are being labeled. So the reason that would be important is the machine, you can see how it's judging parts of your clip, and you can make sure you're in the right category, that you have your video aligned, the visuals of your video aligned to be your industry. I mean, the fact that it's picking up these guys as construction workers, that troubles me a little bit. If I was the creative director of this video shoot, I might say, guys, we can't have hard hats when you're a plumber. Like, maybe that's like enterprise underground level plumbing or citywide level plumbing. We're talking about the home or the small business. So if you have your hard hat, you're confusing the AI. It thinks you're a construction worker and not a plumber. So first thing you can look at is the labels that are coming up on whatever seconds of the video. At any point, if you're confused or you want to call out anything, just drop it in chat. Rob will let me know. And then again, we can take your questions now that we're on Zoom and interact a little bit more. Shot detection is the next feature that runs on the video with video intelligence. So what this does is it picks up on your edits, right? It picks up on how many seconds you see the plumber, and then it switches to the sink, and then it switches to his van, and then it switches, it's keeping track of the different clips that make up the whole video. So it's chunking the information and showing you the different shots. So if I click on any of these shots, the video jumps to that shot and starts playing for me. So I can click around and see all these different scenes, the different visuals that are part of my video. It's an interactive interface that jumps the little tracker slider, right? Whatever this is called. I don't even know what this is called. It jumps it to the correct frame. So it allows you to see your different transitions in a video. The next feature is live object tracking. This is powerful stuff. It will actually show you the objects, the entities, the themes, the concepts, the stuff that's showing up in that frame, and you can see how specific it understands something, or how wrong it is. So this particular image right here, guys, it thinks there's a person and it thinks that there's lighting. So maybe this camera angle isn't the best camera angle to display plumbing because it's from below and it doesn't really pick up on the fact it's a sink. Whereas if we go back a few frames, we can see it's picking up that there's a sink. Now, underneath the sink, it thinks these are luggage and bags, right? So maybe it's not a real clear shot of the pipes. Now, this gets super technical. You could get yourself lost in here. That's not why we use this. We actually use this because it allows us to see if our video is entity tuned, if the machine is picking up on the right categories and the right objects in our shots. Because if the machine is confused as to what's in the frame of your video, then how the heck is it going to recommend and push you out into the world if it thinks, hey, this video that is this plumbing video, all I see is a bunch of luggage and hats and people. I don't see sinks and I don't see faucets and I don't see leaks. So you can really see what the machine's seeing. And again, this is an interactive timeline. So if I decide, hey, where in the video is the flag? I need to see where the flag is. I can click and it instantly jumps me to the video, to that frame where a flag is visible. So this is a list of the identifiable objects found in your video. And each one of these little green interactive buttons you can click on, I want you to realize that those are noted in that JSON schema file. So they're encoded, right, on the back end, which is why this is so powerful, because you as the human being get to have this nice interface where you can see your video and see what's going on. And the robots get to have their own interface, which is that huge JSON schema code file. And so together with those two things, it's unstoppable what you can do in video, because you can very quickly see if you have the right objects, the right shots, the right text showing up. Let me keep going so you can see what else it picks up, because this stuff gets crazy. Person detection. So if there is a person, it will show you where the person is. In this case, there's a lot of people in this plumbing video. So if I click around, it's going to map different people. And it's almost like the animation studios where it maps the person's movement. In these cases, these are still frame photos. So you're not seeing that movement, but it's going to do that skeletal animation type mapping of the body as people move. I'll show you another example that's better than this for person detection, but you can see whenever a person's in the video, sometimes you want them there, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you forget to edit them out, all those things. There's a million and one ways to use each one of these layers. And again, these are layers of artificial intelligence. This is why I said to you, this can't be free forever from Rob and I, because each one of these detection systems and processes costs a certain amount of money to even be able to process in the AI on the back end. So when you stack them all together, it's just a more expensive process. But the reason it's expensive is it's so powerful. And for marketers, they've never seen this before. Most people in the world had no idea this existed. Maybe you've seen somebody's face get tracked on a security camera, right? At the mall or at the airport or something like that. But when people are doing marketing and talking about their business and posting stuff on TikTok and Facebook and all these social platforms, they're not thinking how deep the robot's actually going. Like when we say, yeah, the robot watches the video, well, that sounds like cute. Hey, it watches our videos. Cool. No, no, no. I'm showing you. I'm not even telling you. I'm showing you everything that the robot's picking up, down to these individual faces in your video, and whether the person has glasses on or whether they have a hat. I mean, look at this one here. You have this gentleman in the blue hat. It's 92% confident that he has some sort of headwear on. It's 0% confident that he's looking at the camera. So it's identified his eyes are visible, but he's not looking at the camera and his mouth's not open and he's not smiling. So it's picking up sentiment analysis. It's picking up all sorts of things on each of these individual people. We're not talking, hey, it got the theme of the video. The video is happy or sad. No, no, no. Every second is being analyzed. Every second of emotion is being captured and analyzed. And I just don't think the world knows that this is happening. This is happening. This is the invisible happening. We're making the invisible visible to show you how the algorithms, machines, and robots are literally watching your videos. And this is a cheat to get your videos to rank, because you can take your competitor's video, get that same JSON file and your video, and you can very much either come up with templates to outrank people or figure out, you know what, my plumbing video didn't have enough sinks and leaks in it, and that's why I'm buried, because it thinks I'm a construction company, not a plumbing company. So the alignment that you can do with content with this analysis is incredible. Now, this is a manual process. We're going to get into a couple of custom GPTs that'll make this much easier for you and make things go faster that I've been developing here with Rob. But we got to keep showing you these features. Logo recognition. If there is a logo, so it actually picks up the Getty image logo. So this particular company that made the plumbing video didn't license the stock photo that they're using in their plumbing video. So it's picking up the watermark, the Getty image copyright in their video. Now, why would that be useful? Well, gosh, if you're working for a client, you're making a video, maybe you have a marketing assistant or a VA team, or maybe you hire an agency to go do a video for you. What you get back, there might be a logo in there that you didn't want in there, that you don't have the rights to use, that could get you sued, that could get you taken down, could get you into a mess of all different things. This is a way to protect yourself, to see if there's anything that's copyrighted. And it also is a way to see if AI is starting to pick up on your brand. Because ultimately, when we talk about entities and we talk about you guys, your businesses, right? Your success, you need to build yourself, whether it's your personal brand, your company, or your client, you need to build those entities. It's your job to inject the internet with the data about you, your brand or company, or your client's brand or company. Like, that's what you're doing as marketers. You are optimizing and injecting information, you're associating data to an entity and feeding it to the internet. Like, that's what this is all about. That's how building a brand works online, because a known brand becomes a known entity that then can be processed. The reason this knows that it's Getty Images is Getty stock images is a huge, huge brand. So your goal in life would be, anytime somebody, you know, your logo is used somewhere, maybe without your permission, that, oh, they know it's your company, right? You're an identifiable brand. So this can go multiple ways. It can protect you, can also help with things like product placement. We know like certain movies and commercials, like, hey, Coca-Cola was a sponsor at our event. Did the Coca-Cola can actually make it into this footage? This could tell you that. So without having to go frame by frame on your own, this gives you that logo recognition. Speech transcription. If there's a voiceover and if it can understand everything, it will give you a transcript of what's being said in your video. So now, much like we talked about natural language processing, everything I'm showing you here is also being boiled down to natural language processing, because what are all the labels? Well, they're words and entities, right? So it gets your full transcription from the video. It can then time the whole transcription versus your frames versus the entities and objects that's picking up in those frames. It has so many layers of and data points that it can cross-reference. That's how it can be confident and make a confident score. Because if I'm talking about my leak in my bathroom, and then the image is of a plumber fixing a leak in a bathroom, then it knows that the audio matched the image, right? It can make those associations and say, this message aligns. This is exactly what was happening in this particular place. Text detection. This is other text in your video. So this shows you, hey, A1 Affordable Plumbing is this video. Getty Images. Anytime there's text or a word or, something that can be read. Here's Coca-Cola. Let's see, 107 seconds in. There's a Coca-Cola. Oh, look at that, guys. I can barely see it with my naked eye. Do you see this tiny little... I'm going to make it full screen here. Oh, I lose the interface if I do that. I'm sorry. But you could see right to the right of the American flag, there is a Coca-Cola logo on the wall of the stadium. I would have not noticed that. My eyes are not good enough to notice that. It's too far away. It's a little blurry. The robot can see it, though. Like, that's how impressive it is to pick up brands, and it's showing the different brands it can pick up. It looks like there's Wendy's, SunTrust here. So down below, this interface allows you to find, hey, this is where something was. This is where Coca-Cola is. This is where, Shutterstock is in your video. 311, 316. Those are the second marks that the Shutterstock logo is in the frame. There it is. So you can click and see where it is. So super powerful interface. The last thing it'll do for you, we talked a little bit about this in episode 1, is the explicit content detection. Sometimes you'll do something. So we were talking about there was an Airbnb rental. I was showing some pictures of it. I said, maybe if you're the host of this Airbnb rental and you had a statue with some nudity, right? It was like a nude statue, and you had a picture of this beautiful living room, and you don't know why your Airbnb listing is getting hurt. It could be that statue, because if the machine reads, hey, there's something sexual going on in this image, now it has to bury you and say, we can't put this on the front page because this is explicit content. And so now your Airbnb listing is getting buried, and you're like, why does Airbnb hate me? Why does Google hate me? Well, it might have been something just as innocent as a piece of artwork in your living room triggered the algorithm to label you as sexually explicit, and now you're getting buried because of that reason. So this gives you the ratings, very unlikely, unlikely, very likely, if something is explicit or not. Is it violent? Is it aggressive? Is it, does it trouble anybody? Is it hurtful? Like, it knows all of these emotions now, and it can decide on the fly, wait a minute, that's inappropriate. I can't show it to anybody. You get buried. So this is what happens to businesses trying to do legitimate things sometimes. I was doing a consultation for Squarespace. Squarespace, the website builder. They're this big, $10 billion brand. And at the time, I was running some of their homepage through the same exact process. And I was showing them, hey, there's this picture of this female athlete. She is in a sports bra and she is in leggings. And while it's very inclusive of a photo, it's a nice photo, it's got that sexual edge to it. I explained, hey, it's picking this up as potentially sexually explicit content. If you got rid of that image for one that doesn't register quite as racy or spicy, then maybe your rankings for website builder would go up. So those types of assessments can be made. Now, this interface that I've showed you here, this is for you, the people. You can impress clients with it. You can explain, what goes on. You could take screenshots of how you're tracking things in the images they're using. Hey, the reason your plumbing video stinks is because it's not picking up that this is plumbing. It thinks that this guy's working on your blinds. So you can now put this type of these screenshots in front of people. You can sell yourself as a video expert, even if you're not, because now you have these 9 layers of artificial intelligence processing your video for you, making you look good. So this is the discovery interface where you can go around. The last feature in here is a confidence threshold. Think of this as a sensitivity slider. So if something's not picking up like you would expect it to, you want to see if you could change the sensitivity a little bit to see if it picks up more people in a crowd or more animals in the jungle or whatever it is. You do have some control here with this slider to change how sensitive the technology is. And you'll notice as I slide it, different entities and objects are coming in and out, because as I change the detection sensitivity, things may come and go. And what's shown here may come and go. So I usually leave it at the default, but I just want you to know it's there for you. And these are, pretty long pages on longer videos. This is almost a 10-minute video. So you have these huge pages of entities. And if you really take a second and you look back at this is basically a DNA sequence. You've seen medical shows and commercials that show DNA. This is the DNA of a video. So when you say to me, well, Ed, what could we do with this? You can literally take a winning video and you can get the DNA footprint of it. And then you could go build your own video that mimics the structure. It doesn't have to be the same content, right? It's not going to be the other company's logos and brand name and all that stuff. It's going to be yours, but you're going to be able to see why it's a winning video and get that DNA for yourself. And you can compare it to, if you have something, you compare it to what you have. If you don't have something yet, you have a template to build from. And that JSON schema file, there's much, much more you can do with it. Now, before I show you the more, are there questions? Are there comments? Are there concerns at this point before I show you a little bit more? And then we'll open it up to Q&A because I just want you to see next what you could do with that JSON schema file with the resource that we built you. And we're going to keep building resources. So let me know if there's any questions. This is a good point to take a quick second to see.
I'm not seeing any in chat yet.
Okay.
Trying to minimize my talk because I double here.
All right. No questions. I'm going to keep going. If at any time you have a question, please drop it in chat. We're looking at it and we'll keep going. So I want to show you now, Vectra was a custom GPT that I have been working on, and we're going to keep refining it. We're going to keep building other GPTs. We're going to make them click button easy for you guys so that you actually can execute with this data and get the most out of it with just a couple clicks. The whole point of this is not to complexify you or overwhelm you. You need to see this video intelligence. You need to see how the robots are watching your content, because until you see this, you can't possibly fathom what's possible, because everybody thinks, oh yeah, my videos get optimized or I do SEO on my videos. No, no, no. This is a whole other level that you can take this. So let me open my video intelligence GPT. Now you're going to ask, where is this video intelligence GPT? If you haven't been to the membership side yet, you go to contentmaxima.com. You go to my account. There's 3 buttons you can click. This one launches the app. So if you want to run a video, you'll click this first. You'll log in. You'll be able to run your video. If you need to get to your billing dashboard, you'll click this button. And if you want to get to the members area where these free custom GPTs are and the prompts and everything that we're going to keep loading in for you guys, you just click that exclusive members only area and you can log right in. So this URL will be listed in the members only area. The URL will update and change because as we edit this and modify this, this is why I'm not afraid of publicly showing this URL, because as we make changes, as we get feedback from you guys, these are going to update. The URL is going to change. You're not going to have access unless you're part of our subscribers. These are the bonuses you get by being a subscriber. We hope you love them. So this video intelligence GPT right now, I've trained it to do 2 types of reports. So what we do is we take the JSON file, the schema file that we had made from Content Maxima, and I'm going to click and drag it in here. And I'm just going to choose, you can either click one of these buttons, 80/20 or technical analysis, to explain what this is. I asked the AI when we were developing these prompts, how do we move the needle quickest for people if they're not big into video, if they want to sell video, they want to start doing commercials and AI video generation as a service? How do we get the needle to move for anybody doing anything video? So we got the 20% of the things that move the needle 80% of the way. So kind of those macro level optimizations you can make to, have a better video, have a video that gets recommended, that's understood, that can go viral, all those types of things. So you're going to tell me that this JSON video is too big, too much context. So I have to get a smaller JSON file, guys. So let me see. I'm pretty sure I have one handy. So it doesn't like 9 minutes and 30 seconds, the custom GPT. I'm going to do, I have, you guys are familiar with Tag Team. I'm going to see if this one will load. So you guys know Tag Team, DC Glenn. Oop, there it is. Hip hop duo. I'm sure you've heard this song. It's one of the top songs played at live sporting events. DC's a friend of our community, and he's one of the best examples of using data science to disambiguate himself. Because when you would type tag team in, you would get WWE wrestling. And he said, no, 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 no. Like, we're tag team. We're the music group. We need to be coming up. So he's been spending his years causing Google and all of the AI models and social networks to pay attention to tag team the music group, not just the WWE wrestling. That's a story for another time. It's phenomenal. It's incredible. But I was helping him out with some repurposing of his music video, right? This 9-time platinum music artist. So this particular song has been played all over the world, and he's starting to remix it and cut it to get it popular again on social platforms. This is his JSON file just because the other one was too big. I can get another one in a second. I'm going to first load this in, and then I'm going to say either to do the 80/20 report or the technical analysis. Again, the 80/20 or 20/80, whatever you want to call it, is just what few things can we do to this video to help optimize it, right? And really move the needle. So it has my JSON in there. Thanks for uploading the video data for the tag team. There it is, video. And then would you like me to generate the 80/20? So we'll just say 80/20 first. You don't have to do much. You just say either 80/20 or technical specifications. It has a template in its knowledge base. It takes your schema, your video schema, that code, it runs it against the template, and it finds all sorts of unique and interesting things and little tweaks and optimizations you can make, and it'll score and help you, make the video better. So you can take a client's video, you can take a competitor's video, you can take your own videos, and you can have these reports run for more tangible steps you can take to optimize your video. Now, it takes a few minutes, as you can see, because what it's doing is quite robust. So we'll see how it does here, and hopefully it doesn't freeze up on us, because chat has had a wonderful record of freezing up on us during live demos. We'll give it another minute here. So again, any questions, confusion at this point in time? We're taking a schema file, we're putting it into a custom GPT. All of that data can be crunched in amazing ways. And we, as the humans, can now speak to our video in natural language. I can say to chat, find me the happiest person in this video. And it'll give me the exact second marker of where the happiest person in the video is. So let's start looking at this. It's going to give you the name of the file, the duration of the video, and it's going to suggest all sorts of things. So let's go through this slowly so that we can all see. I'm coming up to the top. So here's the Content Maxima scorecard. Now what's funny is he's getting a C, even though this is a 9-time platinum music video. And you say, oh my gosh, that's really harsh. But again, we made the system help improve anybody. So his video is obviously mega viral, but there, of course, is room for improvements in anything in life. So it's not necessarily something that you should just take a punch to the gut and say, oh my God, I'm a C. You should look more closely as to why it's rating you this way and what data points it's using. But it's a helpful way to show you where things are. So I'm just going to read through some of this data. So let's start off with this high impact data point. One of the interesting things right away is it says there's a golden moment from 35 seconds to 41 seconds in the video. Now, let me see. I'm pretty sure I have that video file somewhere quick that I can grab, and then I can at least pull up that second mark. Let me see if it matches up okay. Gotta kill the audio, too loud. So I need to get to the 35-second mark. And I'm doing this on another screen so I don't lag us out. All Let me drag this over now. And let me know if you guys can see this. I'm gonna try to shrink it just because that's like a huge video, but let's see. So we're looking at 35 to 41 seconds. So we're almost to the 35 mark. Let's see here. 32, 33, 34, 35. So starting here is the golden moment of the video. So it says it's probably the camera pan and the hands of the crowd, the energy that you're feeling. All these people are partying, dancing, right? Having a great time. So the AI is calling out that second range, being like, hey, this is where the golden moment of this video is. So if you were looking at a way to make a quick clip, you might say to your marketing assistant or your AI editing tool, or however you guys are doing video stuff these days, you might say to it, hey, do a remix of this video and take these couple seconds here and throw some text over it, and you can make a really interesting clip. Let me pull it off screen for a second so we can keep going. It's going to give you some of those technical stats that were encoded into the schema file. So it shows you, hey, there's 43 shots. The average shot's 5.21 seconds long. The object tracking, you got these multiple people dancing. The best visuals going on, this energetic group scene at 136 to 140. So this is the robot's opinion. This is beyond identifying. This is now we're stacking AIs, right? We got all the video intelligence AIs. Now we have this custom video intelligence GPT where we've trained it on that data and these files, and we've given it functionality to call things out like this and say to you guys, hey, this is the best part of your video. This is the area that you can improve. This is where look at the sentiment positive. This is where the party people are. Tag team back again. Like, it's calling out your highlights for you. So if you ever had to remix a video or understand why your competitor's video is so good, if I want to make a 9-time platinum song like DC and Tag Team did, this is a template that I could go to market with and attempt to, again, use the information structure. We're not stealing lyrics. We're not taking copyrighted information. That's not what we're preaching here. We're saying you can look at any video in the world now, down to that data science level, and get a DNA level footprint that you can go to market with. So this is that first report. I'll show you the other one too. Again, it's just giving you a bunch of information. So how would you optimize this? Maybe you'd cut the average shot length a little bit, make the edits go a little bit faster. Back when this was a popular hit song, people had a lot more patience. We weren't all glued to our cell phones and TikToking 24/7. So the fact that if DC wants to update this music video to go more viral, get more attention now, maybe trimming some of the longer clips will help him do that. It's one of the suggestions he could get here. He gets a 15% expected boost if he cut the average shot, right? If he re-edited the video to have more quick changing footage and make it a little bit more energetic than it was. It was super energetic back then, but now because we have our devices and we're overloaded with media, we have to even be quicker because we don't have the attention span we used to have. So this here is that whole report. It will also ask you if you would like to ask some questions, and it gives you some examples. So inside the video intelligence brain, I put a question library. So at the end of your video, it's going to suggest to you, hey, here are some questions or types of questions you could ask me, and I can go into your video clip because I have the code, I have the schema, and I can get you answers about specific things that are happening in that video. Now, you don't have to use these 5. You could say, what else do you like? But the whole point of these 5 questions is just to get your brain thinking, okay, these are some of the things I could ask this particular GPT, and it can then go find those things. So that's the first report. Any questions as I keep going on? I'm going to pause again at this point because I have another one I want to run, which is the technical specifications report. I'll get it running, but if you have a question, please, at this point in time, let me know.
Yeah, we don't have any so far.
Okay. Hopefully people are mesmerized, or I'm boring, one of the two. Hopefully I'm not boring.
I don't hear any snoring, so I think
That's
we're good.
good. All right, so this one's going to build another report on the video. It's again a little bit more technical, just calls out some of the shots and second markers and tries to give you a report that you could go into a customer with. Again, I hope by the end of all this, if you're not into video, you could see how you could get into video pretty quickly. Because video, there's big money in it, right? People spend 50, $100,000 on commercials. That's all being disrupted right now because now you have all these new AIs that can generate clips. And that's the next thing I'm going to show you in a minute is how you could start to generate yourself some prompts that you could just easily copy and paste and generate a clip and then sell that clip, that commercial. It'll look like Hollywood. You might have spent a couple $100 to do it if you went crazy, but maybe only spent $15 to make a commercial for a local business. But you then could charge them $1,000 for that commercial. But you had AI generate all the clips and use their brand, and you used video intelligence to help you get there. So this is the more technical report. It's a more digestible way of getting the data out of that analyzer interface into a report that you guys could then print and, see what it picks up. So I don't know that I'm going to go into anything super specific with this before I move on to the next GPT, but it's giving you kind of what pacing and how often a detection's happening and where the viral potential indicators are, and it's scoring things for you, and it's telling you how ready is it for a specific platform. If I was going to put this video on TikTok, what should I do? Well, I need to add fast cuts and more facial movement, right? Make it more eye-catching to be on TikTok because everyone on TikTok has about a 2-second span of time to catch attention. Whereas on YouTube, you can be a little bit more forgiving on that type of thing. So giving you some technical tips for the different platforms, telling you a little bit about your video, another just nice report that you then can compare two videos with. And the reason we made these reports is so that you could compare your video and somebody else, or look at somebody's video like this one here. Why did it get famous? Why did it go viral? What was it about the way that this was filmed that makes it successful that I then can bring into my business? So, Rob, anything to add at this moment before I just keep going?
I don't have anything per se.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys one more that's not ready. It's not in your members area yet, but the reason I'm showing it to you is I want you to be excited. And I want you to see the potential of it. Of course, my chat GPT has to load first. All right. So I've been working on, so here's my vision for video intelligence for you guys one day. We're not there yet. We're still building all this stuff out. That's why it's experimental. That's why it won't last forever. That's why we need your feedback now. Make it as best as we possibly can. I want to make, and I've started to make it, calling it the AI Video Prompter Pro. I want to make you guys a successful video engineer without having to know very much at all. So my hope with this prompter, because there's all these new video softwares out there and generators out there. If you don't know of them, let me name just a couple quick. There's things like Sora. Sora 2 just came out from OpenAI. There's VO3, which is Google's video engine. There's Kling, which is a phenomenal like photo to video clip type editor. There's Higgsfield. There's Even some of the ones that aren't advertising themselves as a video platform, like Grok, you can generate videos in Grok. So there's so many places right now that you can be generating videos. But the problem with generating videos that I found is you have to be a really, really good prompt engineer. And more importantly, to get video clips that look good, you have to include actual knowledge as if you were a photographer or a director or a producer. So what I mean by that is you better be able to call out specific cameras, specific lenses, specific lighting temperatures, right? Like is it a tungsten bulb, or do we need daylight over here? Do we need a natural, lighting source on the subject's face? Like you need to understand video production and actually have experience in it for it to translate to the AI, because the AI understands all this stuff. So a lot of people are doing fun, silly videos right now where it's, hey, make me ride a bull, or hey, make me run away from a T-Rex or whatever. And they're using basic prompts. But in order to be successful at generating videos, you really have to start building much more robust prompts. And so this is the start, still a work in progress, of a prompt system that will give you the copy and paste prompt. So let's say you want to make a 30-second video promoting your plumbing service. We might need 10 3-second clips to generate that video successfully. So my goal here would be for you to be able to come in here and say, I'm Ed. I have a plumbing business in Albany, New York. I'm just going to go small so we don't go crazy, but I need a 6-second clip that features a guy fixing a leaking sink. Okay? That's what I need. I'm not doing anything fancy. So what it will do, if we have it working correctly, is it'll search its knowledge base. I have trained it on, again, lighting, cameras, lenses, editing, production, all sorts of video things where you don't have to be an expert. And it'll tell you, hey, like this platform would be really good for you to try and to use. So, hey, maybe you should try the Kling platform because it does realistic water physics better than the other ones right now. The reason it knows that is not only have I trained it on all of the different lenses and cameras and that sort of stuff, but I've trained it on each of the platforms. I've given it the guides, right? To Kling, to VO, to Sora, to all the Higgsfield, all the ones I'm mentioning. There's I think 26 or 27 of them out there that are big enough to really pay attention to. And you now can get your copy and paste prompt that's going to be more descriptive, that's going to use the right terms, that's going to help you make a video clip that looks better than you would be able to get just by giving it a couple words, because when it describes, when it makes the prompt, you'll see here, it's calling out types of shots. This is a close-up, right? And, there's fluid physics, small splashes as the leak stops. There's this natural daylight at 5600K. Like, I don't expect anyone here, unless you're a photographer, videographer, cinematographer, you have some background in studying film and lighting and these production things, like you're not just going to be able to sit in front of your AI and come up with the stuff off the top of your head. It needs to be easy. It needs to be, hey, make me this beautiful prompt so that when I go generate it somewhere, it has a chance of looking really, really good. And it's calling out f-stops, frames per second, resolution, format. It's doing all of the technical things for you that you might not know. So you can say to it, I need it formatted for YouTube. I need it formatted for TikTok. I need it formatted for Instagram or Reels or Shorts or whatever you're working on. The point of this is to just be able to auto-generate those prompts so that you can just copy and paste the prompts and generate a video. And if you generate a video that way, you put it together, right? I generate 10 3-second clips. I put it all together. Now I have a video commercial for my customer. It costs me a few bucks maybe, right? These video generations, they do get a little bit more expensive, but we're talking dollars here, people. Like if you went out and you filmed an actual television commercial at the quality that some of these videos are coming back in, like you would spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, depending on the production level. So the idea that you could make like a Hollywood level video with the right prompts is becoming more and more real every day. And as these systems get better, the footage gets better. So I will show you a couple quick things here, and then I'll give you some tips on generating some videos if you want to start trying this out. This was one I showed Rob the other day that failed miserably for me. The quality of the video is fantastic, but the content of the video is hilarious and ridiculous. So I was trying to generate a plumber fixing a leak. Now watch this video. Make sure it comes through. It's basically the plumber or plumbers, the guys, and the ones on the floor like swimming through the water, which is the exact thing that you would not want to see trying to hire a plumber. So some of these video generations, of course, are going to go crazy. They're going to not look right. This is why I'm still working on the system because I want to try to avoid these types of things happening to you guys. But I want you to see the quality of video generation that's coming up. It's literally incredible. Let me open another one here just for the heck of it. I was doing like a Hollywood red carpet runner. Let me open this video. This was all from a photograph and a prompt. So it's incredible that it can take a still frame and a prompt from you guys. Like it takes a stock footage or a picture of yourself and it can turn them into these clips now. And even if you don't have a photo, you can get quality content being generated for your customers very quick and easy through a prompt engine. So we are working on the prompt engine that will allow you to just copy and paste, make clips in whatever AI you would like to use, and then you can put those clips together into commercials that you could sell your customers. Or again, a lot of these small businesses you guys might be working with, they don't have a marketing video or a promo video yet. They would love to have one. Maybe they don't have a $50,000 budget, but maybe they'll give you $5,000 for a commercial or 2,500 for a commercial. And you now could do it all digitally. You don't have to use real footage. You can mix it in, right? When you go to edit the final product, you could have real clips from their building, their physical business location, mixed in with AI clips, and you could make it really seamless and themed for them. You could maybe even if you had pictures of their building, like make the AI, make their building, make their environment, make their office, make it seem enough real in their commercial that again it saves you both time, energy, money. So these are the types of things that Rob and I are working on for you guys. There's going to be a lot more bots. Our life is going to be bots. It's going to be custom GPTs and AI agents. And we're not at the automation level yet. It's not that we can't be, but we want to be very clear to you guys. The reason we're preaching and teaching everything the way that we are is we need you to see we're coming from that data science foundational level. Because if you can see that's where we're starting at, and the reason that we're entity obsessed, and the reason we would look to see if there's enough sinks and enough drains and enough water leaking in your plumber video, if you don't understand why we're thinking that way, then none of this makes sense. None of it's going to be something that you could execute. But if you take to heart that we're strictly focusing on trying to make the machine understand us best at that data science level, then you'll realize why our brands, why our customers and people that we consult for are seeing success. It's because we're speaking robot. We don't care about the humans because we know, yes, you have to have good content. Yes, it has to resonate with your customer. Yes, it can't be garbage, but ultimately the gatekeeper is no longer a human being. The gatekeeper are these AI robots. So unless you can speak really confidently, really clearly to an AI agent or or an assistant or one of these platforms, you can't get the results anymore because They just bury you. If the robot doesn't understand you, you are buried. It's why we tell you, and we put the stat up on the website that over 99% of all content online is being ignored. That's literally what's happening. It's not that you suck. It's not that you don't have a good business or service offering or you can't be reliable and show up and get the job done. It's none of those things. AI and robots don't care about your feelings. They don't care about how many years and the passion and the sleepless nights and the stress you've had running a business. They don't care. They care about what they understand, because if they understand something, they can do something with it. If they don't understand it, it goes into the void and it sits there. And you know what it's like to not be found, not have customers, not have leads, not have people calling. Like, you guys get it. I'm sure you've been there at some point in your life. We are alleviating that by aligning the human goals with the machine understanding. We never want anybody's idea or song or vision or whatever it is they're going for, their goal in life, to be buried. Like, this is so much more than a software for Rob and I. It's a movement. It's a change in the way that you have to think about digital marketing and yourself online. You have to engineer your footprint. You have to associate yourself with the right words and the right entities and get yourself in the right alignment and categories online. Because if you don't, you're nobody. You're lost. So enough of my soapboxing, but I'm really passionate about it. And I want you guys to try our Vector bot. I want you to try our video intelligence bot. I want you to know that more bots are coming, and people like Dottie, who gave us feedback, and Susan gave us such great feedback that we're gonna have I'm gonna call it, I wanted to call it what? Project Susan. It sounds like classified, right? I want to thank Susan for helping us see something else that you guys could use in your content journey, in your marketing journey. So we are going to take the community's suggestions, feedback, and we're going to bring more and more tools to life. So your Content Maxima software subscription is going to be that baseline. It's going to be that data that allows you and us to build and explore and dominate anything you can set your mind to. And it's all feeding the robots and machines exactly what they want to hear, so that you're found, so that you make more money. Anybody got anything to say? Add. I will.
Questions, comments, concerns?
Question, comments, anything. I can show you
Sarcasm.
more, obviously. Yeah, you can tell me anything that you want. I won't hurt my feelings.
You gotta have feelings first, right, brother?
Yeah, you do. I'm a little bit of a machine these days, Rob. Feeling like a
Oh,
robot. Hanging out with them too much.
Yeah, I feel you.
We got 9 minutes left. One final thing. I'm not going to go into it, but I'll just show you. So, like, these. Let's just, for the heck of it, because it's fast. It's not the best video generator. Grok. I'm gonna go to Grok quick and see if it'll generate a video using this
We do
prompt.
have a question.
Yeah, what's the question?
I can do that too, but someone said, where's the vector bot?
Okay.
It's the same as this. They're new. They missed last time. So.
Yeah, so if you missed last time, you're gonna go to contentmaxima.com. You're gonna click at my account at the top. You'll click on the exclusive members only area. That's gonna bring you over to Kartra. We're gonna log in through my admin system. Hold on. You'll see you'll log in with your order number and email. And let me pull up what it looks like. Memberships. Almost there. All right, let me launch the builder so you guys can see. So this is what the members area looks like. Has a link to the app, all the video replays here. We're on number 4, Rob. We made it a month. Can you imagine? Commitment right there, dude. Video replays are gonna be listed under this link. the custom GPTs that we have for you right now. We have that Vectra bot and we have video intelligence. We're going to keep adding more as we add them here. We got a lot more to come, and we're going to test these things and make sure that they're really being helpful for you. Because if they're not, there's no point in them, right? Like we want them to make your life easy. One click, boom, I have a strategy for something, or I have a report for something, or I can go knock this task out. So the prompt library for Vectra is in here as well. So you'll have the link straight to the GPT and the link to the prompt library. The instructions and everything are on these pages. So if you click in, I try to give you step-by-step instructions where you're just exporting your report. You're going to the GPT, you find a prompt if you want one. You can upload your business information if you'd like to. It's not necessary. And then you can use that marketing intelligence and whatever prompt to get magic results. Because that's what the game is all about, is getting magic results. So that all recommendation engines, all AI, all search, all social, everybody recommends you. So that is where you go in the members area. Under my account, exclusive members area. All right, let me jump over. Any other questions, Rob, while I'm doing this? I'm going to copy this prompt and just see if I can do video. I guess I can't do video on desktop on Grok.
Oh yeah, I've never used Grok, but for the Vectra, if you watch last week's webinar too, we go through how to utilize them. And we're going to be making it simpler.
Yeah. Gonna try to remove any type of drift or steps that are confusing or that yeah, just make it. We don't want any friction for you guys, right? Like we want you to, no matter what industry niche, geolocation you're in, click and drag a couple files, hit a button, and get results. Like that's what this is all about. And we will in a future webinar, because we just introduced this video, right? Video intelligence. I will boot up a system that'll show you guys, because I'm just getting into this myself, how to take prompts like this one here and run it very quickly on Kling, on Higgsfield, on Sora, on VO, right? Like farm out your video production to different platforms based on which ones potentially can help you the most, and not have to have accounts and credits in every single one of these services. There are AI hubs emerging where you can put money into like one account and then use that one account across different AIs and platforms. You basically run your job over their API rather than having to sign up for a service and get a subscription. Because between you and I, if I had to sign up for Sora and VO and Higgsfield and Kling, like I would be broke. I can't afford that. I know you guys can't afford that either, because each one of them wants 20 bucks a month. Or, oh, if you want the premium, it's 200 bucks a month. You start stacking those up. The next thing you know, you're spending thousands of dollars a month. Makes no sense. But you can go to AI hubs that allow you to use the APIs, and then video by video, I could say, hey, I want one video to be generated in Kling. I want one in Higgsfield. Oh, I like the Higgsfield better for this one. I'm going to do all my video generation there. So you're just kind of using an interface and a drop down to jump between the different AI platforms, to jump between the different models. And you can get very quickly multiple results from multiple places that you then can put together. Because ultimately, if you're going to do anything video, we want to make sure you can make money with it. Video has notoriously been a super expensive thing to have to do. All of that is going away. The cost is coming drastically down. It is a wide open runway for anybody who's paying attention to AI right now. Video is getting disrupted, super disrupted. And the quality of some of the stuff coming out, you can't even tell it's AI anymore. Like it's scary. It's going to be a scary world. I know Sam was asking here, what's my opinion on the future of AI research? How will we ensure that we continue to use it ethically and do not follow the rise of Skynet and Terminator? Well, I'll tell you what, if you ask Rob this question, he and I both always use manners talking to AI, because we have a lot of fears about Skynet and Terminator and all that stuff, because we understand how these models are being trained. We understand the people using them. We understand the lack of education in how to use them, right? How do you stay ethical, and how do you stay in in the lines if you don't know, right? Like I think there's a lot of it's open. It's scary. Rob, I don't know if you want to comment on that one, but Skynet's probably coming.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if it's not partially already here. So
Yeah.
the scary part of it is even if you're using AI, in theory, I'm not saying you personally, but AI is unethical in and of itself because it was trained on people's posts online without their permission, and it's just regurgitating stuff. So
And
basically, Google stole stuff, or all these AI companies stole people's information, put it into a database, and they're feeding it back to us.
so, and if you don't know this incident,
So,
Anthropic, Claude's mothership company, right? Anthropic, we're all familiar with them, Claude. They actually won a copyright lawsuit because they had scanned millions of books to train their model. But here was the catch. I believe it made it to Supreme Court or really, really high courts. But it was determined that since they physically bought the books that they scanned, they had a right to train their AI model on those books. They ultimately like burned all those books, destroyed all those books. So it was like they buy a book, they scan it, and they destroy it. That way they couldn't have the liability or legality of stealing copyrighted material because their argument was, well, no, no, no. Our AI model bought a book, so it has a license to read it. It read it once, and then we destroyed it because we're not going to sell it or make money on the book because then we would be infringing upon the copyright, right? So they actually got around copyright by physically buying books, training Claude with physical books, and destroying millions of books in the process. You can go look up the news article. It is wild to think that that happened in 2025, that someone would buy a bunch of physical books, scan them, and destroy them, and be safe from copyright infringement. And
well, then they need a better lawyer
yeah, probably.
because, well, they allow website searches. So then they allow their bot on the people's website if you put an URL and then they grab that data. So they just blew their own model up.
And we know that what Google's not going to pay attention to a no follow
No.
or a no scrape. They're going to scrape it anyways. They've proven that they will just ignore tags. Rob's had no index websites index. There's no reason for that. If you tell the search engine do not index this, it's literally uncalled for to allow it to be searchable and in the visible index, right? But they
Yep.
just ignored it. They break their own rules. We have many instances where they have broken their own rules. So yeah, I think anybody, because there's clients right now. I know this is a big question. Maybe this helps some of you guys out. There are clients saying, well, should we allow AI to crawl our website or not? And like Squarespace, again, they've been a client and friends for years, a big brand of mine. They have a feature now in their settings where you can toggle on and off if AI is allowed to crawl your website or not. There are people on a regular basis discussing whether they should have that toggled on or off. And my whole thing is you're absolutely insane to have that toggled off right now because they're going to scrape it anyways. They're going to take your stuff anyways. And what are you going to do as the little guy? You're going to say, well, I protected myself by blocking the AI crawlers. No, you shot yourself in the foot of the inevitable, which is all these big tech companies, just like Rob's saying, they're all one-upping each other, scraping each other's data, stealing from each other. We know other things like what, Google? If you want to get something indexed on Google, get it indexed on Bing. Well, why does that work? Because Google will not tolerate Microsoft having something in the Bing index that's not in their own index. So if you get it in the Bing index, well, boom, now it's in the Google index, and you did nothing with Google. Google just had to steal it because they don't want to be shown up, right? So there's all sorts of behind the scenes battles, scraping, espionage. I mean, look at what Zuckerberg's offering some of these engineers, hundreds of millions of dollars to leave their jobs from one company to come to his, Meta and all that type of stuff. So right now is one of the craziest times in humanity for copyright law, for originality. All right, everybody. I think we're going to call it a night. Hopefully next week our webinar software gets back. We will post this replay up on YouTube. We'll put it in the members area. If you have any questions after this, head over to contactmaxima.com, go to the contact page, and in the bottom right, you'll get the little guy with the headphone where you can open a ticket. We'd be happy to, again, answer questions, cover your question on the next episode of the B.A.D. Bad Marketers Club before algorithms decide.
Adios, guys.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Adios. Take care, everyone.